Hey everybody, this is Rustin Rose with Metal Nation and Idaho Music Scene, and we're here today with Bjorn from In Flames.
What's going on?
How's everything going in your world?
Good. Towards the end of this U.S. run right now. It's a one-off headline show tonight, so I'm excited.
Right.
Play some more songs. Yeah.
You guys are out with In Temptation right now?
Yeah, and Smash Into Pieces. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good tour.
Sucks they're not coming here, but we're thrilled we get a headline show
they
from
needed
you
a day
guys.
off and we don't. So.
And coming to Boise for this, the Knitting Factory. This, you guys are like the first real show since they rebuilt
I
after
heard
the fire.
they just rebuilt it, right?
So you're going to test the sound system tonight for them.
Probably, yeah.
So we're excited for that. But obviously, Chris was just in here a minute ago. You got him out on the tour in place of Nicholas right now, at least home taking care of stuff. As the other guitar player in the band, is that sort of weird for you to sort of look over and see a different player and the vibe and everything?
I mean, initially, yeah. But that's more like moving patterns on stage and stuff.
Right.
Like his playing is awesome. I've known the guy for 17, 18 years. We toured with his old band, Jag Panzer. We met it all over the years, different festivals over here and in Europe. Kind of sort of kept in contact. So when his name came up, I was like, yeah, we're good. We have nothing to worry about. So, an amazing guy. So
you're definitely in great company there. So I just always imagine you spend so much time playing with somebody and suddenly you look across the stage.
It is kind of weird. I mean, and it's not something that you wish for, obviously. But when it happens, you got to roll with it. And so, I mean, so far, when it comes to like solid member changes, we've been coming out as a stronger band after. Right. Always. People that want to be in the band are in the band.
A nice segue. This is the first full tour with Bryce and Tanner, I think.
Yeah.
And Bryce completely on the album. Tanner did a song or two, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
so how does having them in the band sort of change the energy and the dynamic of the band for you?
Again, going back to what I said before, is like it's awesome having people that want to be there, and it's for the previous members, different life changes just made them not want to tour, and that's just a natural progression, for a band, I guess. And also, I think it's if somebody's not happy where he is, he's not, he or she should not do whatever it is they're doing. So for us, it was a good thing to have these guys in. Made us able to play live again. And also, there's a lot of energy brought to the mix as well. So
infusion of fresh blood. And
and we have a good time. Everybody wants to be where they are right now. It's good.
Well, and the new album, I the Mask, is out, getting phenomenal reviews. Great record. And you guys sort of approached this a bit differently this time. You and Anders sort of went off on your own and just sat and wrote. And
yeah, I mean, we worked with Howard Benson on I the Mask, but we also did that on Battles, and that was the first time we didn't really know what to expect on Battles, so we came really prepared. We had a lot of songs, a lot of ideas, but then we just figured out his way of working and his whole team, amazing people. The setup is awesome, very efficient. It gave us so much time to work on new material already on Battles that we figured like, okay, this time we don't need to have that much with us. We just had a few riffs with us, and then we knew that we were going to have all the time in the world to write. And we wrote, we got here in mid-February, I think. Well, to LA, mid-February. And we wrote all the way up until the last week of recording. So it was very creative, very, efficient time.
So you came into the studio with these songs fairly well prepared, because I think you did a little bit more demoing this time than you usually do.
Well, that wasn't on Battles, but on this one the demos turned into the first sessions in the studio, and it was very organic, just how the way it just moved from writing to recording. As I said, we wrote all the way, and the first song, Voices, was the first song written. And the last song, Stay With Me, was the last song written. So it's kind of cool how it works.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I always on every album, there always seems to be at least one song you get in the studio, you think you got it all figured out, and you get in there, and it just sort of either takes on a life of its own, or you have to beat it into submission to get it where you want it. Did you have a song like that on this album?
No, but we had on Battles, and that one of those songs are actually on I the Mask now. It's This Is Our House.
Right.
That was originally supposed to be on the Battles record, but we just couldn't get it to where we wanted it, and we worked a lot on it and spent a lot of time on it, but in the end it didn't feel right, so we just scrapped it. And then when we had some time over, after we did the whole session for I the Mask, we had some time over. We spent a week or so in LA, and we talked about, well, we should write some new stuff, and we did. And then Howard was available, his team, Mike Plotnikoff and Hatch and all those guys. And we just started talking, well, what about, let's revisit, House and see what's going on. And I did that and rearranged everything, rewrote a bunch of stuff, Anders did too, and out came a really good song, super strong, that actually fit on the record. So
yeah, it's fantastic.
It's normally we just toss that aside and never think about it again, but it had something in it that we really liked that we couldn't get to where we wanted it on Battles, but it worked on this one.
So, and this one, every album sort of captures an era or a moment in time for a band, and it's just a certain vibe and everything. What does this album sort of capture for you guys? Give us this album.
I think that's a very good way of putting it, because that's how we write. We don't write on the road. So what happens is that we do all the touring for an album, and then, because we don't, we want to be on the road, right? And for that to happen, you gotta have some new songs and have something fresh to present, be in people's faces. And I mean, yeah. So what we do is we just switch off the touring, mode and go into writing mode. So it will absolutely be a time capsule, like a stamp of who we are whenever we write and record.
Right.
And it's no different this time. I mean, the slightly different thing would be that we're still on the Battles touring cycle. So when we were done with the record, because we had some time off, we just continued. That's why we're now in no hurry to release I the Mask. We just wanted to be released around a good tour, and
Interestingly, and I was talking to a couple of people about this, bands that have been around for a while, as you guys have, sometimes later in their career they release an album that's like that one album that somehow starts to draw people in that really either were casual fans before or just had heard of the band, never really listened. And this seems like one of those albums that's going to bring in a whole bunch of new people.
I don't know. Honestly, and I have no answer to that. I mean, I just know that from the first record I was on was Jester Race, and when we did Horacle, which was like the year after, a lot of people said that, well, it's no Jester Race, Yeah, we know, because we did a few shows and want to try something more. Along the way, we want to hear it, and we learned a bunch of stuff, and then that just continues. We don't really look back. We have no clue what people are gonna like. It's hard enough to get us five, to like what we're doing, so we can be up there with big smiles and enjoying, that's hard enough, and that's the only thing we have in mind. Is this gonna work live? Are we gonna all enjoy it, playing it thousands of times? If so, fuck yeah, then it's an In Flames song.
Well, it's a nice segue. I know most musicians don't like to look back. You always want to look forward to what you're making now and what you're going to do next. But I am going to take you back.
That's fine.
2 decades to the first album where you kind of came out from behind the kit permanently and took over on guitar. Colin, what are your memories of making that album?
I remember it was a very drunk session, and I think some shit happened with the master tapes at the time, so we had to redo the mix and stuff like that. It was a very blurry session. Let's put it like that. It was awesome though. I mean, we got Daniel in playing the drums, and he's an amazing drummer, and he was like, it was really, really cool to see how things worked out so well with that drummer. And because I was struggling, I'm not a drummer, I never was. I just happened to play drums on 2 records. That's it.
Right.
That's really it. But
when even on those records you threw in a little guitar work.
yeah, I did. I mean, that's the cool thing. I even though the position as drummer was the only thing open, I got to write, you know, and work with the guys and really have a chance to be part of this properly. So for me, it was like, yeah, it's totally worth playing drums if I get to be part of this, you know. And then, you know, when the position opened up, because Glenn didn't want to tour anymore, and you know, all that stuff, and I was like super happy, scared shitless obviously, but it was awesome finally, you know, and hearing that really solid drumming behind me was, this is good. It was good stuff. I remember that.
It all worked out.
Yeah,
all
it
right.
all worked out.
So last question, just for fun. I'm a shower singer myself, so I get my creative mode in the shower. And I remember reading an article once about Brian Johnson from AC/DC saying he wrote one of their biggest hits while he was sitting on a toilet in a thunderstorm in a studio. So it always makes me wonder, what's sort of the strangest place you've ever been struck by inspiration for a song?
It happens all the time. I mean, again, going back to what we talked about before, like we don't write on the road, so I'll probably be home or in the studio working on it. But one, I remember only for the week, the main theme there, I was reading on the bus, and not a touring bus, one of commute buses,
right.
And I was like, had this, all right, yeah. And see, and as soon as I got home, I just tried to get it on tape, and it turned out great.
Excellent. Bjorn, I appreciate you taking a few minutes to chat with us before